India Kilo 1, Sierra Lima Delta. This is Oscar Romeo 4, India Sierra Sierra. How copy? I've got you loud and clear. Good morning. Look forward to speaking with the children in Northridge Elementary School. Over. I am ready for some great questions. Over. Well, thank you very much. I feel very fortunate to be able to spend a birthday circling the globe, and I especially to be able to talk with you guys. So I look forward to answering your questions. Fire away. Over. So the work on the space station, we're up here to explore and to research. And so we do lots of science experiments to try to understand more about the human body and our environment around us. And we are pushing further into space and trying to understand the technologies that we need to be able to support living in space for a long period of time. That's why we're up here. That's our main reason. Of course, we need to do a lot of maintenance in order to make sure the space station stays in shape. Over. April, I love the question. Eating is a lot of fun. All the food floats, so I try to eat dinner with no hands, if you can believe it. But in terms of swallowing and trying to chew your food, it feels just like on the ground. As for walking, I haven't walked for, I'd say about 200 days now. I've been flying. I'm going to land and be able to walk for the first time. Over. Going to return to Earth. It's the end of my mission. So we're going to get in our Soyuz vehicle, and it has a capsule that's very similar to, say, the capsules that took men to the moon, the Apollo capsule. So it's going to come back in, re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, and use drag to heat. It'll heat up and use all of our energy through heat and slow us down. And then we have a big parachute that brings us softly down to the ground. Over. It is the most amazing feeling. You know, I think the best way you could try to simulate it is if you were in a pool and you were underwater holding your breath and you just floated there. I've felt like that for the last 7 months. I get to somersault and do tricks and fly around corners. It's just amazing. Over. Ashley, well, you know, it's really hard because not only do I float, but water floats too. So it's not like I can shower rain down on me to clean off. So we basically just wet a towel that has some soap in it, and then we rub our skin to get clean and then dry off. Over. Well, it's not as easy on the ground because gravity doesn't help take everything down. So we have to find another force to be able to help us out. So we use basically a toilet that has a vacuum cleaner attached to it so that it sucks everything in. Over. Yes, so it's football season, so I'm going to use a football analogy. I love them. So if I want to throw a pass down the field, I've got to throw the ball up so that it can go down the field, but I also have to throw it far. So it's vertical velocity and horizontal velocity. If I throw the ball just straight up, then the ball comes straight down and it didn't go anywhere. So So now imagine I try to throw that ball as far as I can down the field. So now it has a nice big arc to it. And that curve, if I throw the ball fast enough, that curve of that arc for the football is going to match the curve of the Earth because the Earth is a sphere. And so the magic number that we have up here to stay in orbit is 17,500 miles per hour. That's about 5 miles a second. That's how fast we need to go to the curve of the Earth. Over. It's the best sleep I've ever had. I turn on a little music and I close my eyes and I fall asleep. But the sleeping bag just kind of keeps me cozy, and I've got it very loosely tied to the wall so that I don't float away. But it lets me just kind of float in place, and my body finds a natural position, and I sleep 8 hours a night like a baby. Over. You know, so when I look out into space, space looks very similar compared to what you could see on the ground. The moon is about the same size. We're only 250 miles up, and the moon is 250,000 miles away from the Earth. So we're not much closer, so the moon looks about the same, and the stars in the Milky Way look about the same. I think I can see more stars, and I see more of the Milky Way because I don't have to look through the atmosphere. The biggest difference is I can also see the Earth at the same time. And so I can fly over the United States, and I can see almost from the Canadian border down to the Mexican border, all in one view from left to right as we fly over and take in the entire United States all in one shot. It's amazing. Over. You know, we're only 250 miles away from the surface of the Earth, so we get as close to the sun as you do. Well, part of our training is for everybody to have some level of medical training so that we can help each other if we get hurt. Now, I'm also fortunate because one of the astronauts up here is also a doctor, so he can help me out. But, you know, we're not anywhere near a hospital, so if things are bad enough, we would get in our Soyuz and land early. Over. You know, Brittany, that's one of the questions we're trying to answer up here. You know, I'm going to be up here 7 months. I've got a crewmate, Drew Morgan's going to be up here 9 months, and another crewmate, Christina Cook, who's going to be up here 11 months. And so we're doing research to see how the human body adapts to space, because if we're going to go to the moon,